With the next dawn, the ashram is agog with preparations for another yajna to be performed by Babaji, which is unique. God created human beings and man created the religious divide. In this yajna, Babaji converts all the religions into human religion by making people of all religious faith take part in the fire sacrifice. The acceptance of this particular yajna by Lord Almighty comes in the form of dark clouds followed by rain. Today is another day, and Babaji is on his way to Badrinath along with his disciples. On the way, we witness the wonders of nature in the form of a snow-covered peak which has taken the shape of Lord Ganesha. As we drive through the picturesque view of mountains, rivers and sunset, we arrive at Dev Prayag, where Dev Ganga meets with Alaknanda. This is Dev Bhumi, the abode of gods. Near Badrinath temple is a rock known as the Eye of Seshnag. At the base of the temple is Narsimha Shila. The river flowing by is Alaknanda. This is the Tat Kund, or the hot sulphur spring. Devotees usually take a dip in this hot water spring before entering the temple. Further to the right of the hot water spring is the Brahma Kapal. Here, the Hindus pray and offer food for liberation of the departed souls. This place is supposed to be the ultimate for this purpose. The path on the left side of the temple gate leads to Nilkant mountain at a height of 19,000 feet from the main sea level. Babaji is leading a group of his disciples towards Gauri Shankar Peeth. The flags on top of the mountain bear testimony to a lot many saints who are still living there in deep meditation. This is the little township of Badrinath as it appears from a height of 1,000 feet. The height takes its toll. Some of the members have to be carried in baskets by porters. Later, we force Babaji to sit in a basket, lest the porters feel that they didn't labor enough to earn their livelihood. We have reached the Charan Paduka of Narayan.
The man comes from the man, and it is true that man has comes from the outer space. And our thinking is this, that the man has come out from the heavenly golden planet, and the God has made the man. And in ancient times, because God has created the man, so God has become a guide to a man. And the Spirit of God means the God representative himself turned to a man alike. And when the God alike like a man, then God guided the man. And that time, everywhere in this world, when the God guided the man, the footprints of the God comes on the rocks, and the language which has comes out from the Lord's who always adore the God has written on these footprints. These footprints belong to the Lord Narayana, are the image of God. And you can see here the language, the script in the ancient Brahmi is written, the Om Mani Padma Hum. It is known to the Buddha, well known. They worship the God Lord's footprints, that the money, the creation is in my feet. Who said this? The self-God, the omniscient, said that I am the omniscience, and in my footprint is a galaxy, because I created the galaxy. Money means in Sanskrit a galaxy. Om Mani Padma Hum, that this galaxy is in my feet. So you can see the galaxy is in the footprint of the moon Narayana. You see, this is the symbol of the Shriyanta, and this is the symbol of galaxy. And you see, the thumb is there, the fingers are there. You will see the whole field. And here you will find all footprints in this rock until up to the millennium. They have not changed, not from the Veda, not from the human hands. This is known as Charana Paduka of Narayana. Truly speaking, the other avatars like a Rama and like a Krishna, and in other worlds, you will find these footprints throughout the world. If you walk up to the Abraham's footprints, you will find those footprints still in Mecca. And if you will walk up to the other places, you will find many footprints symbolizes to the Prophet Jesus and Muhammad. And you can imagine this. This particular footprints are very similar to those. So you can't say that they were not exist. They exist, and they have come out from a particular lineage of the God. And you know, the man is really belongs to the DNA of God. As you know very well that God has created the man in his own image. So he created the man. So he talked same like a man. And the Spirit of God roaming in the heavens. And he called the man inside the conscious. Same thing. How the man is to be knower about the conscious talker. Narayana, who was the Lord of the Lords. So do that is the himself God's image. So do that as a representative to himself. And he narrated how to meditate and how do you realize yourself and how do you open the inner gates and how do you relish the peace and the spiritual pleasure, because man has born only to get, to revive the spiritual pleasure and the peace. And you know, it is required throughout the world that they have to walk under the guidance of their own conscience and the godly conscience. That's why I have chosen this place for meditation. And before me, many spiritual ancients have chosen this place as a meditation. You know, the Lord Krishna self-meditated here to relish himself, to clean himself from whom as a man he doth. You know what he done? They differ kind of the human works, and for dwelling them, to clarify them, to clean them, a man has to clean inside and externally and inside himself. So the Lord Krishna done the same fire baptism inside, the fire sacrifice inside him, the air sacrifice inside him with the holy breathing process, and externally and internally clean himself with the holy Ganges. And you know, this is a particular stream which is coming out from the glacier mount, Nilkantha. And Nilkantha is known as a self-throat of the Lord Shiva, means the Lord, a cosmic Lord, who created this cosmic world. And you know very well that the Lord Shiva is a self-cosmic Nataraja, and this stream is known Gauri Ganga, and that's why this Gauri Ganga is the base of cleaning a man or a woman inside himself. Same process the Anasuya has done and meditated here, and same thing the Analakshmi doing well. And you know, same thing, my sister and my brothers, they all are meditating here, and they come to clean themselves into this higher too. And you know, many spiritual and ancient beings are still living here. If you will see to the higher mountains, you will see their flags, their caves, and still they are praying here. This is a particular place which has no comparison throughout the world, and it is surrounded by these 7 hills, and this particular place, the Nilkantha, is near the Mount Narayana. And you know, the Narayana is a self known here as a Badri Narayana and as Rapelak of your Babaji. Yes, he is a Paramahansa Govinda. Before him, his teacher, his first guru, the Om Rama, Mikhail Om Rama, was the chairman of a White Brotherhood and established the theosophical spiritualism, the spiritual path to the world, the White Brotherhood. So that man met to me in 1959 and came to me, and he was Mikhail. And I have given him as a Om Rama. As why I have given him the Om Rama? Because he wants a particular teaching, the process of a Kriya, which is related to the Treta period of a Lord Rama. And you know, he lived for that. And after him, then he initiated to Govinda to come to me, and that Hansa has come to me, and I have given him a Govindan name. At the Dwapara, the Lord Krishna has meditated in this such place, so I have taken to him to here. And why I have given him a Paramahansa title? Because, you know, in a lineage there are many ashrams in India, and that lineage of the spiritual paths is have a different names. They have different sects, so they have come through a proper channelizing system. But this Paramahansa title is only for that who get same like a equilibrium force in a phase of a spiritual energy. And that before him I have given this title to Yogananda Paramahansa. And he has written about me a particular book known as a autobiography of himself. And you know, the Govindan, he has been chosen for a particular mission for the Universal Brotherhood.
Yes, I will do it. I never searching for Babaji because I thinking it's absolutely not possible to find him in this world. And I come in India, and I come to Nainital, and finally a man is coming to me. He gives me his hand. He say, "I'm waiting a long time for you." I'm thinking that must be a mistake. So, no, you are a messenger from Omram. It's Omram he sent you to me, and I told you to come to me. And so I never thinking in this moment that must be Babaji himself. He takes me inside in his room, and he say, "Yes, here is sitting Mikhail. It was my child." I give him the name Om Ram, and so I understand that must be Babaji, my Babaji.
Yes, this particular place belongs to the Angira Rishi, the most ancient being who has been created by the Brahma. He was the son of a Brahma, same like Atri Pulaha and Pulasya. And Angira, who is the father of many rishis, and he meditated here, and your Babaji's Gotra is Angara Gotra.
3,000 feet below the top of the Nilkant mountain is the Gauri Shankar Peeth, the place where Maha-Avatar Babaji meditated for many years. Lessons in pranayam and meditation at Gauri Shankar Peeth. Around evening, the team descends to the base of the Badrinath temple. As the sun sets behind the hills, the team arrives at Urvashi Peak. Below the peak flows the beautiful river Mandakini. Between the peak and the river is the cave of Bhrigu Rishi. Close to this cave is the cave of Lord Ganesh. Next to it is the Vyas cave, where the great Rishi is supposed to have dictated the Mahabharata to Lord Ganesh. This is River Saraswati that flows below the Bhim Shila. It is said that Bhima placed the rock here to make a bridge for his brothers to cross the river. On the bank of the river